You never know until it works out. It does work out. Grrr, grrr. Greetings, humans. Greetings. And welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of... That would be the woods, people. That's where bears live, don't you know? Yes, neat. Great to have everyone here. Let me get to it here. Great to see P-Money. Good evening to you, sir. Hope your hockey game went well, I hope your vision came back from the unfortunate, let me find it here, the unfortunate Last Jedi incident that we had last time. Hopefully Bear still has one or two, one or two viewers left from his interpretation of that terrible movie out here. Good to have Melissa as well. Great to see you. And I'm sure Amy is well not that far behind. Good to have everyone here. I tell you, people, where the hell is this year went? Bear, wakes up and it's like, it's almost December. Okay, I was literally just in the summer, enjoying himself, and now all of a sudden, it's cold, people. It's cold, and not only that, you got the holidays there. You got your Thanksgiving, Christmas, and or Kwanzaa, and or Hanukkah coming up. What was the other one? The Festivus. Gotta remember the Festivus as well out there. I tell you, people, you almost need a vacation from the holidays. So many things going on. This party, and you gotta get gifts for that, and you gotta go pick up so-and-so, and yada, yada, yada. Man, oh man, there's almost more work going into a holiday than there is the rest of the year. Usually you're supposed to just kind of relax during the holiday. Bear needs a vacation already from the holidays. So, there you are. Great to have you here as well, Amy. Good to see you. Good to see, as P-Money says, lovely to see both of you. How did the hockey go? How did it go? Well, Bears hockey, not so well, but we will save the sports ball for later, people. Sports ball for later, because, especially during the holiday season out there, you kind of, sometimes you're looking for a little extra work, or maybe a little bit of extra money to put into the old pocket there to kind of help out. Well, Bear is here to help you out, because, quite a number of you probably have the experience out there to take this new job that's just come up. Let's get right on into it, people. Jump straight on into it here, because Bear found this. Let me bring up the lovely chat here. There we go. Let's see. Hockey went well, Amy. My family is well. They gave me Chinese to celebrate my birthday. Well, happy birthday, P-Money. Happy birthday, sir. Bear's belly is also filled with Chinese food. Delicious. I had some gyoza. Some shrimp sushi. Bear's almost on cloud 9, people. Almost on cloud 9. There we go. Yum and happy birthday. There you go, Amy. There you go. All right. We have, for you people out there, if you happen to be looking for any work, Bear has you covered. Bear does have you covered. From usajobs.gov. That would be an official website of the United States government. You people could be a grizzly bear conflict manager. Yes, indeed. Especially when you've listened to Bear for so long. This position, people, is a grizzly bear conflict manager. The GS, blah, 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 whatever. To be located within 100 miles of Missoula, Bozeman, or Capsule, Montana, in the good old US of A. The grizzly bear conflict manager is responsible for coordinating grizzly bear conflict management. That would be in Montana, Wyoming, Idaho? I'm assuming Idaho. In Washington, jointly with state agencies, tribes, and wildlife services, according to the Grizzly Bear Recovery Plan. I hope we have a good recovery. Interagency grizzly bear guidelines and interagency agreements. These efforts include making final relocation and removal decisions. What? How dare you? In consultation with recovery coordinator and coordinating a ground response, such as relocation, trapping operations, conflict prevention, and monitoring bears. Well, you people have been monitoring bears, at least this bear, for quite a while. This position will assist the grizzly bear recovery program with population assessments, recovery planning, and other program needs. The program deals with a highly How dare you? Highly controversial. You know what? A bear. We don't have bears running over people. Drunk on grain at the side of the railroad tracks. No, that is bears being run over. Highly controversial. Highly controversial species, but provides the opportunity to develop innovative solutions and collaborative partnerships. It's neat. Positions require a balanced perspective. I don't see how that's going to happen when you're relocating bears. Significant grizzly bear handling experience. Not really sure where you're going with that one. And strong communication and relationship building skills. With the bears? Okay, sure. The position will supervise 2 to 4 employees and or bear specialists and report to the Grizzly Bear Recovery Coordination in the Grizzly Bear Recovery Program. Because they're all being run over by trains. I mean, sure, they're drunk on the side of the track from fermented grains and all that, but that's your people's fault, not bears. Not bears at all. So there you go. Probably if you don't get the job right away as a conflict manager for grizzly bears, I'm sure an opening will come up relatively shortly. It's probably a position that has a high turnover, quote unquote, turnover rate out there. Yes, indeed. Collaborative partnerships and relationship building with bears, says Amy. P-Money says, I'll help manage any conflict Bear has with tape. Well, thank you, sir. Lots of conflict with tape out there. Yes, indeed. Cloud 7.39. There we go. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. So anyways, there, people, if you want to go check it out, it is in the description. You could be, people, a grizzly bear conflict manager here. Yes, indeed. Holy cow, look at there. Not a bad salary at all. $79,000? Heck, Bear might have to go do that. Never mind. I don't want to go to Montana, especially during the winter. It's already cold enough here. It's like 40 degrees outside. It's freezing out there. Well, almost freezing. They say, Bear, you live in Florida. Shouldn't you already be in some sort of holiday vacation out there? No, it's cold. It's cold out there. Luckily, Bear has a little bit of a fur coat. Maybe we should try doing trust falls with bears. Maybe that might help. You might get crushed, P-Money. You might get crushed out there. Bears. A little heavy, especially during the winter times. Gotta pack on a couple pounds out here. By the way, Bear was digging through the garbage at the old McDonald's. Happened to come across a receipt out there. Holy cow, people, they are kidding. It is why McDonald's became expensive all of a sudden. Bears digging through it's too salty to begin with. But like 2 of the small hamburgers, a small fry, and a small Coke, like $10. What the heck? Come on, Mickey D's. Come on, man. Anyways, there is that. But let's go ahead. Let's jump into some interesting campaign update news. Pretty good people out here. Bears are kind of heavy, though. I might drop them, says Amy. It is no fault of your own, Amy. No fault of your own, Bear says it's not... It's hair weight out there. It's a lot of hair weight, especially when it's wet. Especially when it is wet. Oh, look at there. Uncle E doing really well. 550,999. So you people, you could push him over. Push him over to 560,000 people. Good job, Uncle E. That's a lot of pies. That is quite a lot of pies out there for Uncle E. Enjoying them. I think he had like 4 on the other video out there, so probably ran through those pretty quick, though. How about salmon, asked Melissa. Salmon brings people closer all the time. Well, it was shrimp. It was like a shrimp sushi. It's kind of it's Bear's a go-to whenever he goes to the sushi place. That and gyoza. I had to get some gyoza. Some delicious gyoza. The little duck sauce. I don't think it's actually made with ducks though. I think it's another sauce. But if it is made with ducks, they're pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. Someone donate $1 to Uncle E. Somebody push. Won't you help out Uncle E? Oh, let me turn that down just a little bit. Okay, sorry, people. Won't you help out poor old Uncle E? Rise above 50. A lot of times people are just happy with, a campaign that does, $60,000. He's going to do $560,000. Not done yet. Not done yet at all. Although some of the haters out there, where's the book and all that sort of stuff. It's 5 years later, whatever. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. There we go. Little drink. Anywho, let me find this. Let me minimize, do the thing with the thing, yada, 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 because we've got, what the heck? No, I don't want the camera on. I got a little disconnect. Nothing to show here. It's all up on screen. Because we've actually got some stuff. Every time. Nate's bear chuckle. Oh, angry Aaron out here. He shouldn't be angry because he's actually delivering books, people. Delivering the books out there. Because he's got... Let me bring it up here. Blood Hunters continues to ship, he says. Hey, everyone. Hey, Aaron. As many of you already know, the Wraith of God... Let's try that again. As many of you already know, the Wraith of God Blood Hunters books have been shipping out for the past week and a half. Actually, Bears did it on the previous show there, and he's clipped it out, so that should come out, I think, Friday. I think it'll come out Friday, so if you just want to see the box open of the great Aaron out here, you can check that out on your own. We've shipped over 1,000 orders to date. Only one got intercepted by a bear. Sorry, Timmy. We still have 1,300 to go. Wow. I know some of you are impatiently waiting. Well, sorry, little Timmy, for your books to arrive, but please understand we are moving as fast as we can to get these orders fulfilled and out the door. Which he's already on time to begin with, so I don't know why people are up in arms about that. We are hoping to have these... By the way, a lot of times, sometimes if you've ordered... A lot of times they will ship out, the individual books or like 2 books together or something. So if you've got like some of the packs that have 3 or 4 books together, sometimes a lot of the artists wait until the end to ship out those bigger orders. So if you have, just be patient. It'll come. Unless you're little Timmy out there. We are hoping to have all these shipped out over the next 2.5 weeks. So you should have it before the holidays, whichever one you celebrate. So hang in there, your books are coming soon. And as always, thank you for your support of this project and the Empire Comics titles. And happy belated Thanksgiving and a very Merry Christmas coming up. And Kwanzaa and all the other ones out there as well. So there you go. There is the wraparound cover. I didn't do a really good job of showing it the last time. There is the wraparound cover that old Bear got his claws on right here. Amy says, don't donate $2 to Uncle E. That would be a bit trolly. Bear almost said trolley, but no, it would be trolley. Although you could have a trolley out there. Is there a trolley emojicon out here? Let's see. Hold on. Let's find out here, people. Sorry. No, there's a troll. There is a troll. Ha! Look at there. There's a troll, but not a trolley. Let's try that. Let's see. Trolley. Nope, no trolleys. Oh well. Just trolleys. Just trolleys for you good people out there. That is from let me find him here. Oh, angry Aaron. I always get a kick out of that one. Although he shouldn't be mad, because he is shipping out the books. shipping the books out. Speaking of which, coming from Graham Nolan, he says the CGC books are in. It's just a very short one. I'll just read it off. Hi, Franken fans. The CGC books have arrived here at the office. Julie has done a quality control check today, and she will begin shipping them out tomorrow. That would have been 2 days ago, so hopefully they're being shipped to you shortly. They look great and will be worth the wait, he says. That would be the best. From Graham. From Graham. Yes, indeed. Alright, and also from Graham. Let's find it out here. Let me bring it up. That would be helpful if Bear brought it up instead of just jabbering on here. Oh, shoot, I forgot to bring it. Did I forget to bring it in? Let's see, did I bring it in? Oh, not that one. Let's see. Hold on, people. I did bring it in. Okay, good. Just making sure. Brings new meaning to the psychological question of the trolley problem. Or trolley problem, as it were. He says, we've got word balloon. Oh, I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. We've got to start all over again. Get ready, people. Get ready to sing along with Bear here. On a 1, on a 2, on a 3, we're going to be talking about, that would be the ghosts. The ghosts of Matekumbe. The ghost of Matekumbe, people. He's got word balloons. Howdy, gang. Howdy, Graham. I hope everyone has had a wonderful holiday weekend. He did. He says, I know I did. Carlos has been working hard getting the letters and word balloons on the page. Well, let's check that out. Instead of teasing people, let's go check it out here. It's always so cool to see the words on the page. It really brings it to life. While those are being proofread, I'm working on the extras pages. That would be the interior covers, indica, and all of the other files that need to be completed so we can get this book straight to the printer. We're getting close, my friends. I can't wait for you. To get this in your hands and read it. That's the best. That would be literally the best. From Graham Nolan out here. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at this here. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for the... I can always count on Amy out there to help Bear sing along with it here. Let's see. What does that say? Some of your handiwork, I assume. There are 2 bodies in there. Oh, my goodness. Why would we go through the trouble of dumping a old car way out here in the swamp if there weren't bodies? And Graham, you probably shouldn't put in curse words in your example here, but that's all right. The handicrafts, he says. How in the hell should we know? Here's what we do know. There's going to be 2 more joining them when your boyfriend shows up. Dun 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 dun. Oh my goodness, oops, I moved something here. That's not the one that I wanted to move. Here we go. Let's see. Until then, you're all alone. Except for these fabulous knockers. It always looks like Bear, like she's showing off her lovely jugs out there. She says, I'm not alone. Anyways, good stuff there from Graham Nolan. We'll leave it off the curse words there. We'll leave it on the supposed, alleged, possible nudity here that's going on here. There you are. Thank you, Graham. Thank you so much. Thank you so much out there. All right, let's see. And finally, people, we only had a couple here tonight. Let me do the thing with the thing. Professional show, Bear. Professional show. From the G ship, that would be Gary Shipman. He says, last call. Last call. Titan fan art. Get your pieces in now? Pardon me, people. The frickin' sushi. Here are the submissions that are in so far. If you don't see your piece in here, let him know. I like him. Let's see. Probably like the second one there up on top. And the final one there, the one off to the right there on the bottom. I like both of those. Are these, let's see, art pieces? Okay. They would make, both of those would make really good cards. I really hope he would make those into cards. Those look pretty cool. Maybe, let's see, is that Nighthawk out there, Nighthawk Warrior. Looks like that's the second one on the bottom in his interesting style that he has there. Haven't seen Nighthawk in quite a while. Hope he's doing well. How's Gary doing? I don't know, Amy. We're not phone buddies, so I can't really tell you how's he doing. I would assume he's doing really well. I heard that he had his. Oh shoot! I should have put that in the description there. Gary's got a new channel, so if you search, gosh, he should actually put it on his thing here. Gary, put on your YouTube here whenever you send it out. Gary's got a new YouTube channel out there. I think it is Gary Shipman Art. Gary Shipman Art something or other out there. So if you search for that, don't accidentally click on the ones that have been taken over by the crypto bros. Otherwise, you'll be buying Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever the heck other rug pulls are out there. So, anyways, there is that. Looks like some good art out there from the fans. And Bear always appreciates, the artists that bring in some of the, fans and upcoming artists out there to bring in some of their submissions. In fact, I almost skipped over it the last time. Sorry, Gary. They had this from RT Bear. These are some of the fan picks that I think are going to be cards as well. So if you're looking forward to your black and white, there you go. Third time's the charm for Gary. Oh my goodness. I sure hope so. For a second, I thought the last call for the Titan fan art square was someone's fan art. That would have been funny. Let me find it here. There we go. Last call for... That would be pretty funny. That's Bear's submission right there. That's Bear's submission. Bear's many... Like a Renaissance Bear out there. He does many things, but art, not so much. When the lightning struck Bear... he could speak English, but, the drawing just was still at a Bear level. Still at a Bear level out there. So, if you've ever been in the caves, you don't see too much art for bears, but there you are. There you go. That would be pretty funny. That would be hilarious. Yes, indeed. All right, was there any other ones? No, that was it, people. That was all. That was all of the great artwork here. Let me put that back on. Where was it here? I'll put it on Angry for a second. There we go. Because I gotta get rid of some stuff because we've got some very important news to get to you people. Yes, indeed. We've been kind of talking about some of this stuff, but let's go ahead, just jump right on into it. We're gonna just grab it by both claws out here. Go through it here together out here, people, because we've got some interesting Hollywood news out here from the Z-Man. That would be the Zaslav. Zaslav. That's why Bear calls him the Z-Man. All right, let me grab a drink. Oh, thank you, Amy. She says, you have the best art collection of any bear. Even though the lightning didn't give you the power of drawing. That's true. Bear knows... Oh, I'll get to it. Let me find one here. Just as an example for you good people. Let me find it. Where was it here? I'm just going to pick a random one here. Oh, well, maybe not. maybe it's not. Maybe it's on a different hard drive here. Let me find it. Nope, that doesn't work. Well, much like the Gary's thing, Bear's art, it's in the cave, people, so it's dark in there, so you just can't see it. Anywho, let's get back to it. From the Deadline out here in Jill Goldsmith, Z-Man says he fought to end strikes. I'm sure he did. Warner Brothers showed, quote, courage in slashing content slate and staff as the industry changed, and he sidesteps a pay query in the questions and answers. The black screen is Bear's art. Yeah, well, it is really dark there in the cave, so unfortunately. No, I think it is on another hard drive. I must have had that plugged in the last time. I don't see it right in front of me, so just imagine it. Just imagine it out there. He says, we're very hard at work. We're very... Wait a minute, hold on. Let me try that again. We're at a very hard time that requires hard decisions, and many of them are unpopular, says the Z-Man. Said in an interview reviewing the trajectory of a company that has slashed staff and shelved content in a landscape that's completely transformed when the Discovery Warner Media merger was announced in 21. We said there are no sacred cows. Moo! He told Andrew Ross Sorkin at the New York Times Deal Book Conference. If we're going to start today, he added, what content do we need? More beer content, that's for sure. What content is going to help us? Not The Flash, that's for sure. How many people do we need? Well, that's for you to decide. What should HBO look like? What should Warner Brothers look like? I tell you, people, that is kind of a very big, why would you put HBO before Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers has been around forever, 100 years or so. HBO has been around for, I don't know, what, 30, 40 years or something. I mean, it's like, okay, I saw Succession, or I saw whatever show is out there, and they says, HBO. Remember when they had HBO Max? That was the big, it should have been Warner Brothers Max. Now it's just Max. Like Max, or whatever the heck it's called. He called Warner Brothers Discovery's first big layoffs brutal, but he says that there are companies that have never really been restructured for the future. And so we really decided that we have to have the courage, and we got to figure it out. I'm so glad that he has courage to fire people. What a great courage to have. On the content side, Warner Brothers Discovery recently raised hackles. Hackles? Raised hackles. I think it's heckles, rather. Garbage tier freaking... somebody get a freaking editor in there. Why does Bear have to do this? Raised hackles in the creative community by first shelving a finished Coyote vs. Acme before allowing others to screen it for a potential sale. It canceled Batgirl last year, raising the first big ruckus. It was a ruckus? Who amongst us had a ruckus going on? I think most people are like, well, we were sad to see Michael Keaton go, but other than that, it looked like a pretty terrible movie. Anyways, Sorkin asked about the accounting, which allows a company to take write-downs. The accounting piece is really a misnomer, he says. If we produce a show, $100 million movie, we've spent $100 million. If we don't release it, it is gone, people. Like, you could have just burnt that money. You literally could have had, I don't know, children in Africa or some, really cold country out there and literally burned money to keep them warm. And that would have been a better use of that $100 million than what they did here. We really don't have any benefit from it, he says. The question is, should we take certain of these movies and open them in the theater and spend another $30 or $40 million to promote them? And Warner Brothers team and HBO made a number of decisions. They were hard, he says, but when I look at the health of our company today, we needed to make those decisions. He says it took real courage to yank the bad girl. Oh yeah, that took real courage. And here we are 20 months later, the company paid back $12 billion. I told you, people, they are in debt, people. Lots of debt. They only paid back $12 billion. That's like, I don't know, a couple months in the war in Ukraine or something like that. Holy cow, that is quite a lot of money, people. Quite a lot of money. No sacred cows, asked P-Money. What about sacred bears? Well, that's where you would go here for the conflict manager to find out if there's any sacred bears. We had to make a lot of very difficult decisions, and we had to move a lot faster than we probably wanted to, because this is a generational disruption. They gotta say disruption. Or synergy or so, it's corporate speak. They're disrupting people. Don't you know? Oh, they are disrupting everything. Come on, man. You're a freaking... You're a movie studio. You're not just put out a good movie. Don't put out garbage like the Flash or... What is it? The Aquaman movie that's coming up that everybody... it looks like it's just going to be terrible. Oh, that's disrupting. That's disrupting the entire thing. And then bringing in James Gunn. Oh, that's a real disruptor there. Anyways. That would be the decline of linear television, the rise of streaming. In chasing subscribers with frothy sums spent on content. I don't know if some of you were here last time. We were talking about the Netflix one where they spent... God, what was it? It was an insane amount, like $40 million on a TV series that never saw the light of day. Never had one episode, never had one completed episode. They spent all this money and just poof, gone, bye. So they're talking about decline of linear television, the rise of streaming. No, literally nobody is making money in streaming. Maybe Netflix is like a small amount there, but Disney's losing money hand over... We'll get to Disney in a minute. Warner Brothers losing money on their stuff. I don't... Hey, let's get rid of linear television. Go to streaming. Yeah, well, that's just a bucket of money that you're just pouring away out there. You still have to pay for servers that hold all this stuff. Leading to big losses that traditional media companies are trying to reverse. Well, they could have just not been like a bunch of lemmings and jumped off the cliff with everybody else. They could have just said, we're not gonna put that. Yeah, they could have went with any number of these other streaming services. So it's okay, Netflix, like they had friends on, was it Netflix? Maybe Hulu, one of those places out there, where they can just, we're gonna license this out to you people. We don't have to spend a dime on licensing it. In fact, we get money coming in for us. You get to spend all the money on the servers and everything else, and we'll allow you to show our content. See, Berg could do a better job as a CEO than the Z-Man out there. Anyways, on the writers and actors strike, the chief executive said he fought to the end to keep them from getting any more money. But he sidestepped a question about his high compensation, which was a rallying cry on the picket lines. He says the writers, the actors, were saying, look at this guy, he's getting paid tens of millions of dollars a year, and we're over here. How do you deal with that personally? And how do you think about that, said the questionnaire there. My focus was we needed to settle the strike. This is really hurting people, including myself. I mean, listen, I've got jets to pay for, don't you know? Every day that we were on strike, that people weren't working was a bad day. Media CEOs are known for their higher than average pay, but Zaslav's packages, hello now, his package, has stood out. His compensation for 2021 was worth just a small $247 million with stock options valued at $203 million. So, God, almost $500 million. But he's proud. He's proud that they paid back $12 billion. His package of his compensation package for 2022 fell all the way down to $39 million. Man, he's going to be out there on the street, just jiggling the cup. Won't you help out this poor CEO? He's only made $39 million this year. I can only afford one jet this year. Pay is disclosed each spring for the previous years for the companies on the calendar year. Warner Brothers recently changed its pay policies to tie compensation less to stock price and more to free cash flow. The cash flow needed to pay down a hefty debt. A lot of debt. They took on a lot of debt to buy Warner Brothers. Discovery did. It has been rising. The stock, unfortunately, has not. So, I wonder why that changed. Zaslav says the change was a board decision. He says, I did fight Bob Iger. Oh, wait, I did fight and Bob Iger. That would have been funny. Bear would at least pay for a subscription to one of the streaming services to see the Z-Man and Bob Iger go at it. There were a bunch of us trying to end it, he added of the strikes. Asked about the quote in the recent New York Times story that writers were basically right about almost everything, he indicated that applied to a large part of the actors too. I wonder if that would be for the AI as well. I wonder if that would be for that. Sorry, people. I believe what I said when I spoke to Fran Drescher and Duncan before. I said I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna end the strike. I'm not gonna give you. I agree with everything you said, but I'm not gonna agree to, paying you more money and everything. God forbid. No, we're way behind in debt. That's why I think it's funny that the actors, they tied everything to the streaming, and it's like, okay, we're gonna tie everything to the streaming and get our residuals over there. And it's like, well, dummies, have you guys figured out that they're not making any money? So, if they're not making any money, you're not gonna be making any money. Oh, yeah. Anyways, referring to the president and executive director, Fran Drescher. Yeah. Anyways, there is that. We've been talking a little bit about some of this stuff in the past, so I just wanted to kind of bring that out to kind of the 30,000 foot level out here. Oh, I'm sorry, P-Money. I apologize. He says, don't say Aquaman looks terrible. That's an insult to terrible movies. Let's see. Sorry, kids. Christmas is canceled. We gotta financially support Warner Brothers CEO. That's true. Poor guy. I tell you, people. Poor guy. Just can't get by on, what was it, 39 million? What was it? How much was it? He came down, what was it? $39 million. It fell from almost, $500 million to 30. Really, you can empathize with the guy. I mean, you're out there, you're making some money, and then you get cut in pay, and it's like, oh God, I'm going from $500 million down to 39 million. How am I gonna feed the kids this year? How am I? Huh? I don't know. I don't know about any of that. All right, hold on 1 second, people. This thing keeps going. Until I turn this off. No, disconnect. Okay. Stop the. Okay, no. Turn off. There we go. No, I don't want the camera. The camera is not on because Beer doesn't need it. Beer does not need the camera to be on. I mean, you can look at Beer's claws if you really want to, but we got what we want right here. Amy says, I feel like he'll just do fine on his paltry $39 million. And listen, Beer is not one of these, commie pinko folks out there that's like, CEOs should make as much as the janitor or whatever. I mean, listen, if he was making a lot of money, yeah, he should deserve it. But they're not making money, and they are way behind in debt. So we shall see. We shall see about that. All right, 1 second, people. Wet in the old throat here. What's he feeding his kids that costs him nearly $500 million? Gold-plated sushi or something. Beer has no idea. No idea. What was it? Sometimes they go out and will, find endangered animals to eat or something. Like, let's go eat an elephant or, a manatee or so. Which, by the way, manatees taste delicious, but Beer's not paying that much for it. Like endangered species. Let's have a bald eagle or something like that. The bill's probably got to be quite a bit for, scrambled bald eagle eggs in the morning. It's got a little bit more than your normal egg cost out there. A little bit more. If a janitor loses $1 billion in a year, I feel like change is in order. Yes, that's true. That is a messy cleanup on aisle 5. Messy cleanup. All right, people. From one CEO to the other, who should be fought? That would be. Oh, by the way, I apologize here. Deadline. Jill Goldsmith, who can't pronounce. What was it? Hackles. Does that even, hold on, 1 second, people. Does that even autocorrect? This has got to be autocorrected. 1 second here, people. I gotta find. Bears now. Okay, fine, that's fine. Hackles. Let's see. Hackles. Hackles. Oh, of course, I turned it off. No, it's not. There's no such thing as hackles. Anyhow. Bob Iger. Oy, 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 people. Where do we begin with this one? Variety and Todd Spangler, who I hope has better spelling than the previous person. Bob Iger criticized Disney movies under Chapek. That would be the previous. Well, the interim CEO? Poor guy. I mean, I had nothing against Bob Chapek. I think he was pushed into a corner with that. Oh, really? Amy says hackles, the hair on the back of a dog's neck that stand up when provoked. Really? Well, thank you, Amy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would mod you, but you're already modded up there. He says, I was disappointed in what I was seeing. Yeah, me too. I am very disappointed. Can you at least shave, for crying out loud? You go into a black tie affair and you got the 5 o'clock shadow. Seriously? You make millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. I mean, you can hire somebody else to shave you. You don't have to. I'm disappointed in what I see as well. Very, very disappointed as well, sir. Wait a minute. Hold on. Pardon me, people. Pardon me 1 second here. Guy Ferrari signs a new $100 million multi-deal with Food Network? What? Z-Man, that's where all your money's going. $100 million for Guy Ferrari? That's a lot of diners, drive-ins, and dives. That's going straight to Flavor Town right there. Guy Ferrari? Seriously? Congratulations, but still, wow. Maybe Guy Ferrari is making food for the Z-Man. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's making the scrambled eggs made out of bald eagle eggs. Going over to the Z-Man's house for $100 million. I would do it. That would make a lot of salmon out there. A lot of sushi. I say YouTube should make it possible for Amy to be double modded. I guess so. Maybe here's what I can do. Here's what we can do. We can pin. There we go. That's the best I can do, Amy. The best I could do. All right. Anyways, Bob Iger, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. I was disappointed. The poor guy. Iger also addresses Disney's pullback from X. By the way, after Elon Musk's endorsement of anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. By the way, I've actually got that. 1 second here, people. Let me bring this up. In response to that, let me find it here. 1 second here, people. Let's see here. Let me find it. Here we are. Talking specifically about Bob Iger. Let me find it here. Let's see. He says he did not want an advertising boycott on X. He said it would kill X out there. Let me go through it here. I apologize. I don't have it right in front. Bear's got it on the iPad here. A quote from Elon Musk. Is specifically talking to Bob Iger. Don't advertise. If someone is going to try and blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, he says you can go you-know-what yourself. He says, you go you-know-what yourself. Is that clear? I hope so. Hold on. I hope that's clear, Mr. Iger. But he explains, the whole world will know those advertised killed the company, and we'll document it in great detail, he says. Let's see, he goes on and says, about that tweet. He says, look, I'm sorry about that post. It was foolish of me. Something that Bob Iger would never say. Of the 30,000, I'm assuming 30,000 tweets, it's literally, might literally be the worst and dumbest post I've ever done. And I've tried my best to clarify 6 ways from Sunday. Would that be Saturday? 6 ways from Saturday, sir. We're talking about anti-Semitic. But at least I think I'll be obvious that, in fact, far from being anti-Semitic, I'm in fact philo-Semitic. Philo-Semitic? Hold on. 1 second, people. Put that up. Do the thing with the thing. Why won't it do the thing? There we go. Professional show beer. Let's see, look up. Philo-Semitic. An interest in, respect for, and appreciation of Jewish people. There you go. Had no idea. What I was saying was that it was unwise to support groups that want your annihilation. Let's see, he says, I'm quite sorry, and added, I should, in retrospect, not have replied to that particular post. Essentially, I handed a loaded gun to the people who hate me. Like this guy right here, with the big schnoz. Here we go. Anywho, I just wanted to address that. I had it right in front of old Bear here. Old Bear here. Thank you, P-Money. Thank you. There you go. The more you know. Philo-Semitic. Philo-Semitic. Bob Iger, just over 1 year after returning as Disney CEO, following the company's board firing of previous, well, he was more or less pushed out, really, of poor Bob Chapek, went from one Bob to another, said publicly that he was dismayed at the Mouse House's performance under the Chapek tenure, just throwing him right under the bus. Iger, who had selected Chapek as the former head of Disney Parks' park division to succeed him in February 2020, made comments Wednesday at the New York Times book deal. Wasn't that where the other guy was? I don't know. Whatever. I was disappointed in what I was seeing in the transition period while I was at... You were not out at all. He literally still had an office. He never gave up his office. Poor Bob Chapek. He was like, okay, I finally get the office. Nope. No, it's something about the bathroom or something like that. Bob Iger wanted to keep his office because it had the bathroom in it. It's like, you don't even work here anymore. What do you need the bathroom for? Hey, he's trying to come back. I was just while I was out, quote unquote. Anyways, I worked hard at distancing myself from it. I bet so. Right under the bus. He said Disney's current CEO succession planning process is robust right now. I'm trying to kill everybody that's going to take my job. Again, the second time. He added, figuratively killing people, crying out loud. He added that he will definitely exit as chief executive when his recently extended contract is up at 2020. We still got 2 more freaking years of this fella. Speaking of which, I got another one right in front of me here. Let's see, he says, since returning to Disney, Iger has been fixing a lot of the problems that the company had and dealing with a lot of challenges. Well, let's talk about that. Let's see, in the SEC report that they had to file here recently, Disney, quote, we face risks relating to misalignment with public and consumer tastes and preferences for entertainment, travel, and consumer products. So, in corporate speak, this is Bob Iger's, blah, 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 corporate speak that he's doing here. We face risk relating to misalignment with the public and consumer tastes and preferences for entertainment. You mean like you went out and you race and gender swapped everybody, and then you called everybody that's called you out on that? Oh, let's go. What was it? What was the director? Let's see. Let's go through. Let's see. What was it? A racist, bigot, sexist, homophobe, probably an Islamophobe, I don't know, anti-Semitic as well. Let's throw that one in there. I mean, just the whole litany. The whole litany of them. They just threw it out there. Anyways, going on, let's see. They say, quote, they do not achieve significant consumer acceptance. Furthermore, consumer perceptions, people, it's all your fault. All the people that are buying our products, it's your perceptions out there. You're crazy. Literally gaslighting people. The consumer perceptions of our positions on matters of public interest, including our efforts to achieve certain of our environmental and social goals, often differ wildly and present risks to our reputation and brands. No, sir. You provide a risk to your reputation and brand of the great Walt Disney. Beer keeps trying to say Beer has no no animosity to the good folks out there, the hard workers out there at Disney that are really trying their hardest, to make good content, not to, transform children and all this other stuff. We support those people out there. We don't support, this fellow right here because many, 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 many reasons. Many reasons. Pimai says, now that Chapek is gone, let's blame him for all our problems on him. Yeah, he was actually really smart with the whole Florida situation there. He didn't want to come out with the whole gay agenda and all that sort of stuff. He was basically pressured into it, probably by Iger. He kind of ran kind of a shadow campaign as well. Like I said, I still had the office and everything there. So, yeah, that's it. Amy says, no kidding. If you don't make shows people like, they won't watch it. That's true. That's true. Even if you make decent shows, it's hard enough for people to find a lot of that stuff. So there you are. Let's see. Some of those were brought on. This continues on. He's fixing a lot of the challenges. Some of those were brought on by decisions that were made by my predecessor. While others were, quote, just basically the result of a tremendous amount of disruption in the world. It's all out of my control. It's my predecessor, by the way. So let's pick one. Let's just pick on the Marvels here for just a second, which looks like it's going to be the biggest box office bomb of all time, literally all time. Beer will need to go back and look at some of the announcements. If any of you have any indication out there in the chat, let him know. But usually there is, at Disney, it's a little bit longer when they were dealing with the Marvels. They were trying to set all these movies up in sequential order. Phase 3, Phase 4, Phase 5, all those movies there. Usually, let's just pick a normal movie out there. Usually it's a good 2 to 2.5 year lead time, sometimes 3. You got to make sure that your actors are available, your directors are available, the cast and crew and everybody get in, the financing, the producers, yada, yada, yada. The long list of people. You got to make sure that all that stuff kind of comes together. So you really got to start out way in advance, way early, ahead of time. So all those, quote, decisions that were made by my predecessor were actually probably made by Iger and then handed over to Chapek. And now he's blaming Chapek for the stuff that he probably initiated to begin with, because Chapek really wasn't there long enough to put his sort of mark on what was going to go on with Disney. It's kind of hard to turn around. The Titanic there heading towards the iceberg there. It's really hard to turn that ship around really quickly. It takes a lot of time. So yeah, once again, throwing them under the bus here. Let's see. He also asked about Disney's decision to pull ad revenue from Twitter. There we go. We've already talked about that, so I don't need to get into it. He says, but there you go. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for Elon and what he has accomplished. However, there's always that. You don't ever have to read the before part. You just read whenever they say, comma, but, or comma, however. That's what they really want to say. It's all puffery beforehand. And the position Musk took in quite a public manner, not necessarily a positive one for us. He literally says, hey, I tried to explain myself, Musk speaking, I tried to explain myself. I thought it was clear, but, I probably shouldn't have made that post. My bad. Probably a dumb decision on my part. You're never going to see that from Iger here. Iger disputed reports that Disney was still looking to sell its linear TV business, although he said the company was constantly evaluating their worth to the company, because they are even more in debt than Warner Brothers is. I want to say $60 to $80 billion, something along those lines. Now, it's going to come due later than Warner Brothers is, but that's quite a lot of money. And they are buying Hulu on top of that, so I don't know where they're going to get all this money from. Let's see. Of course, they're trying to migrate from linear TV to streaming business. How's that going, by the way? How's that going? You guys lost $300 million in the last quarter on your streaming service. So good luck with that. Good luck with that, sir. Here we go. Iger was Disney CEO from 2005 to 20 and returned as interim chief executive, quote unquote interim, after the ouster of Chapek in 2022. So yeah, Chapek never really had time. He might have greenlit stuff that we might see in a year or two, but a lot of those movies have probably already been pushed out. I don't know if he did something like, for example, Blade, but Blade got pushed way out if it's ever going to be released. So yeah, Chapek probably didn't really have enough time there to be able to put on stuff like that. So I don't know. Anyways, cost-cutting plan, yada. Sought to reduce $5.5 billion in spend. Just a small amount. Just a small amount there. I don't know. Anyways, he says, I knew there were a myriad of challenges that I would face coming back. I just had to come. I was dragged back in. Bored. The guy previous, let's throw him under the bus. I won't say that it was easy, but I've never second-guessed the decision to come back, and being back still feels great. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it feels great out there. I'm sure it feels great. By the way, how is that going? How's that going, Bob? Hey, Bobby. How's that going, huh? How's that going? Well, let's check it out. From our good friends out here at Bounding Into Comics, the great Spencer Bakuli, Takiti Watiti Watati, whatever the hell his name is, admits he only did a Thor Ragnarok. Gee, I wonder who greenlit that one. Let's see, that was in 2018, right? 2018, 2017, something like that. Bob Iger. Huh, interesting. Anyways, only did a Thor Ragnarok for the paycheck. Says the golden adventure run during his childhood was, quote, the comic I'd pick up and be like, ugh. I feel the same way about your movie. Every single one of your movies, I've been like, ugh, or just actively disgusted by. To the surprise of absolutely no one, now thank goodness, former Thor series director, Takiti Watiti or whatever the hell, has admitted that the only reason he ever agreed to work on the God of Thunder series was not out of love or interest in the character, but rather the job simply allowed him an opportunity to collect a paycheck. Looks like they just picked up a bum off the side of the street and says, hey, come on to our show. Look, here we go. Boasting about a shot of Chris Hedmar's bare body. Oh, for crying out loud. By the way, Late Show, I think he's got like the Woo flu for like the 12th time or something like that. Pardon me. The guy that did the Dancing Needles has gotten the Woo flu for like the 40th time. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Let's see. The Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love of Thunder director offered his insight into his time in the MCU while speaking to actors Jason Bateman. We talked about his sister the other day, Justine Bateman. Sean Hayes and Will Arnett for the November 27th episode of the Smartless Talk Show podcast. That is a great title for your show, people. Great title. Following an open discussion surrounding his next film, Next Goal Wins, which came in, what was that, like 8th or 9th this past weekend? Came in below the Marvels. I mean, how do you come in below the Marvels? Next Goal Wins there. Waititi, whatever the heck, was eventually pressed by Bateman for insights as to why he, with all of his eccentricities, ever agreed to do Thor. I don't know. Money, apparently. Opining that Marvel is so incredible at doing their thing. They've got the product that is just incredible. It's made this industry twice as healthy as it ever been. Have you looked at Have you looked at the box office lately? Have you, sir? Have you? Seriously? The Marvels is one of the biggest bombs of all, literally, of all time. Of all time. Ay, ay, ay. And then their Wish movie as well. They're gonna lose like $500 million on just 2 movies. I mean, that's like a pay for 1 year of the Z-Man out there. I tell you, that's a lot of money. That's a lot. That's like Guy Ferrari money almost. Ay, ay, ay. I'm not going to go with Will Arnett's joke there. Bateman then asserted, but I think one should and does need to adhere to certain parameters because that audience expects certain boxes to be checked, like, being good and you can see what's happening on the screen, minor things like that. What made you think that your incredibly unique perspective on things would be a fit for something that you probably agreed needs to stay inside certain boundaries? Does it? Does it really? It's Thor, for crying out loud. In turn, Waititi, whatever the hell says, you know what? No, I don't. I don't really care. I really don't care. I had no interest in doing one of those films. It wasn't on my plan for a career. Oh, look at him as an auteur. An auteur! But I was poor? He was poor? You had several movies come out for that. And I just had your wife had a second child, and I thought, you know what? This would be a great opportunity to feed these children, I don't know, apparently, bald eagle eggs, cooked by Guy Ferrari. I mean, those children are really expensive, apparently. All of them are. So they call and they ask, do you want to do this? The director further recalled on his first dance with the Golden Adventure. And Thor, let's face it, it was probably the least popular franchise. I never read Thor comics as a kid. That was the comic I'd pick up and be like, ugh. They had Kenneth Branagh to direct the first film. He's like, really? Was it the least popular? I don't know. Well, I think probably the most recognized outside of Iron Man. Maybe Captain Marvel as well, but how many people were normal people out there were recognizing a Black Widow other than Scarlett Johansson? I wouldn't say it's the least popular. Speaking of terrible looks here, look, what the hell's going on here? Kind of looks like the Marvels actually. Oh, that great CGI over at Disney. And then I did some research on it. Well, that's nice. That's nice to do some research on the movie that you're about to direct. You should probably crack open a book or two, see what it's all about. And I read one Thor comic, or 18 pages, or however long they are, and I was still baffled by the character. He's a Norse god. What's so baffling about that? And I thought, if there was anything I could bring, was character. Oh, wow. Congratulations, sir. Just like looking at Thor as a character. Thor's a billionaire? Somebody help out Beer here. Is Thor a billionaire? I know Tony Stark is a billionaire. Maybe Batman is a billionaire. Thor is a billionaire? What do Norse gods need with money? Like, they've got lightning. You could just... What? Anyways. Who lives in... He does not live in space. He lived on Asgard, for crying out loud. Bear never even watched the movie, and still he knows more than you do. And he looks ridiculous, and that was sort of the end of that. So I was like, let's highlight that. He's a rich kid. I pitch him that he hates germ. Germ? Germ? The hell? He hates germ. Let me look this up, people. 1 second. I don't know if this is a screw-up or not here. Microorganism, especially one that causes a disease. I pitch that he hates germ. Oh. Okay. Oh, God, I'm sorry, people. I didn't mean to put it on the picture. Then asked by Bateman, didn't that scare the poop out of you? Waititi, whatever, asserted in turn. I think there was no place left for them to go with that thing, and I thought, well, they've called me in, and this is really the bottom of the barrel for them. Bottom of the barrel, Takiti Watiti, and for crying out loud, lady, would you crack a smile for once in your miserable life? This is the one where the lady from the director of the Marvels, she's like, okay, I'm leaving the Marvels to go direct, what's her face here? Tessa Thompson. Just charisma, oozing from every pore. Smile once, please. Please, sir. Please. Oy, 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 oy. Oy, 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 oy. Let's see. P. says, while losing money equals twice as healthy. So when I next lose money at a casino and people ask how I did, I'm saying I'm twice as healthy as I was before I was at the casino. There you go. Okay, thank you, P. Says, yes, in Asgard he's considered rich, but it is a different currency compared, yeah, one would assume, compared to Earth. I did not know that. I figured he was just, a prince out there and that was that. So, like, what do gods need with money, really? What did God need with starships either? But that's a whole other Star Trek question there that Bear's not going to get into. Given Waititi's birth of 1975, it's likely that he began his childhood reading comic books, sometimes either in the latter half of that decade or beginning of the next. As such, Waititi's introduction point to Thor's solo book likely occurred sometime during the runs of either Rob Thomas, Mark Gruenwald, and Ralph Macchio, or Walt Simonson. However, the director not specified which of these runs, all of which were solid in their own right, with Simonton's even going on to see critical, popular, and historical acclaim left him altogether disinterested in the Norse hero. There you go, I like that cover. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool cover. There's a Simonson cover there. Sure. More of you in the know have seen that one, but there you go. I kind of like that cover. Got a lot of action going on there. A lot of action. You want to see action, people. Luckily for what few fans the MCU has, and apparently the director himself giving his apparent disdain for the source material, Waititi has confirmed that while the Thor franchise is supposedly gearing up for a fifth outing, it will be doing so without his creative guidance. Good job, Disney. You finally made a decent idea out there. Oh, yeah. Asked by Business Insider on the red carpet for the award-winning and everybody's talking about Next Goal Wins, if there were any veracity to the recent rumors regarding the potential return for Thor, Waititi admitted, I wouldn't know if that's accurate. I know that I won't be involved. I'm going to concentrate on these other films I've signed on for, like the blockbuster Next Goal Wins. Next Goal Wins. Ouch. That looks like it hurts. It hurts a lot. See, they're just emasculating Thor for no apparent reason other than Takiti Waititi just decides, he's a rich kid and he hates germs for some reason. I don't know. Don't know about that one. Alright, people, I've saved this story from the last time. Don't know how well it's gonna go over. But you know what? Bear's gonna do it anyways. Gonna go 2 for 2 here on alienating at least half of his audience out here. From the New York Post, Women's Health, the surprising reason why women love cupping their breasts. You gotta give them a squeeze, people. That's neat. From Alexander Klausner. Gotta give the Klaus. Boobs. They make people happy. There's a science to support that. Thank goodness. Bear has been worried this entire time. Some women, including celebs like Rihanna, Kyle Jenner, and Lizzo, really? Okay, we'll go with it, have a habit of cupping their own breasts, presumably because it sends happy hormones coursing through their bodies. A 2020 TikTok, by the way, great news source, TikTok, from a Cosmo magazine that recently resurfaced, gives viewers a boob science lesson about why women feel at peace when they cup their own breasts. When you do that, your gland is releasing oxytocin, which is the same chemical that releases when you snuggle with someone. So if you're feeling anxious, or nervous, or kind of scared, just go ahead and give them a squeeze, and you're all right. And you already might be doing it without even thinking about it. Can other people do that as well? Just asking out there. Excuse me, oxycodone. I said oxycontin. You don't want to have oxycontin when you're squeezing your boobs. The natural hormone also plays a big part during sex, childbirth, and obviously breastfeeding. The stimulation of nipples triggers its release, according people, not to bear, but to medical news today, people. That's science. That's science, people. P-Money says, honey, Bear's show says there is a woman's health you should look into. I can help you if you'd like. Without boobs, don't stress. Those without boobs, he says, don't stress. You too can reap the self-soothing benefits. Whoa. Somebody should warn Bear there. Hey. I mean, like, okay, come on, ma'am. One or the other here. I mean, you could either be, slightly larger on the catwalk there, or you can have ugly tattoos. But don't do both. Don't do both, for crying out loud. There we go. Much better. See, there you go. She's very nervous. Maybe stressful out there. Rihanna doing the same. Men have their own oxytocin-producing rituals, which involve them mindlessly putting their hands down their pants. I tell you, Al Bundy was correct all this years. Rubbing certain parts of your body, your stomach, your balls, your junk in the trunk, in a non-sexual way, releases oxytocin. How do you pronounce this? Oxytocin, a calming hormone which reduces nerves. Bear's doing it right now. Just don't do it during your work presentation. Oh, gosh darn it. Sorry, people. Some men can benefit simply by looking at breasts. Just ask them. It's true, people. It's science. No, ma'am, I'm not staring at your boobs. I am trying to relieve stress. It's science. Research has claimed that men who stare at women's breasts live longer, unless her boyfriend's around, because it improves their mindset, which is good for their health, and inspires them to exercise and stay on top of their medications. So there you go, people. You ever wanted to do that? You say, "Oh no, listen, I'm trying to stay on top of my medications. I didn't mean to stare at your boobs. I'm just trying to inspire some exercise out here. Just trying to inspire exercise." Yes, indeed. All right, people, and finally, speaking of exercise, let's see, did I give credit? Alexander Klausner out there. Finally, people, sports ball news from theathletic.com. The Pop-Tart Bowl to feature an edible mascot? Finally, it's about time. That players can eat following the game. Oh boy. Wheaties are the breakfast of champions. Pop-Tarts, apparently, are the post-game snack bowl winners. That will be the case of the 2023 Pop-Tarts Bowl, which will feature an edible mascot who, quote, will run around the stadium interacting with fans and when the final whistle blows, transform into a game-winning snack for visitors, much like Bear does with tourists, according to a release from the snack brand Telenovela. Whatever. The animal mascot, which will be revealed after the game, is, quote, made entirely with, quote, real food grade ingredients, ready to be enjoyed in its entirety. As the poor mascot screams as he is being led off the field. Ah! Some lady, vice president of marketing for Pop-Tarts at Telenovela, told The Athletic via email, quote, during the grand entrance and for the entirety of the game, there will be a traditional mascot costume made from fabric and other non-edible materials. I'm sure you can eat fabric. That a person, poor guy, will wear. The animal mascot will only be revealed after, I hope they make that clear to people when he's walking around in the stands and people are like looking, man, you know, there's you know, kind of like the people that have like the popcorn or, you know, beer here, you know, the Pop-Tart mascot walking around. It's like, oh, look at there's a Pop-Tart. Let me go eat. No, sorry, sir. This Pop-Tart is not edible. The only edible Pop-Tart is going to be after the game for the winners. You're not a winner, sir. You're just a fan. Quote, no humans will be harmed in the enjoyment of the Pop-Tart's edible mascots. One would assume, one would hope. The game kicks off at 5:45 in Orlando, Florida, people. The bowl game, which was branded as the Cheez-It Bowl from 2020 to 2022, pits the top ACC team outside of the New Year's Six Bowl. Go Noles! A bowl game against the second selection from the Big 12 outside of the NY6 game. Hold on, let me read that again. That made no sense to bear here. Let's see. Pits the top ACC team outside of the New Year's Six bowl games, so not those, against the second selection from the Big 12 outside of those games. So the second, the loser runner-up, I suppose. The Athletic predicts that NC State will face West Virginia in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, though the estimated post-game matchups are fluid and change as the season progresses. The Pop-Tarts Bowl isn't the first to incorporate food as a bowl gimmick. Far from it. What the hell? South Carolina coach Steve Bremer reward for a bowl win. A coat of mayo. The devil's condiment. Ugh. Gross. South Carolina coach Steve Ballmer received a, quote, celebratory mayonnaise bath. Ugh. In 2021 after leading the Gamecocks to a win over... You'd probably want to throw the game at that point, right? You'd probably say, you know what, let's just hand this to the other team. I don't want to get coated in mayo. In the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Maryland coach Mike Locksley got the same treatment last year. Multiple coaches, including Oklahoma State's Mike Grundy and Clemson's Dabo Sweeney, have had Cheez-Its dumped on their heads following the Cheez-It Bowl victories. The winning coach of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl also received a French fry shower. The Sun Bowl, sponsored by Tony the Tiger since 2019, features a Frosted Flakes bath. And the Frisco Bowl, sponsored by a Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Players douse the winning coach in a smoothie. In a smoothie, people. In a smoothie, people. Look at that. Gross. Totally, and he's got a smile on his face. I'd turn around and smack him right in the freaking mask right there. Right there. Are we still wearing masks? Oh my god. So they've got sponsorship on their masks? Okay. Alright, we'll go with it. Anyways, edible mascots, people. Go check out the Pop-Tarts Bowl. The Pop-Tarts Bowl. Anyway, says, honey, you know how I say I look too long? Well, Bear says, because of it, I'm immortal. Maybe, or maybe not for very long. Either way. Amy says, I mean, if a Pop-Tart man steps in a puddle, he'd get all soggy. You know, I wonder if they're gonna have him in like a toaster that like pops out. You know? And the winner is North Carolina! Rah! And then he like, you know, they have like ding, and he pops out of the toaster, and then all the players that probably haven't eaten in quite a while, you know, really hungry, drooling a little bit, or looking at this giant Pop-Tart that just popped out of a toaster, and is like, ah, like, no, it's the other guy, no, I'm not edible at all, ah. And that's how the Pop-Tarts Bowl will end on whenever the hell it is. When was it? 1 second here, people. December 28th, people. Mark your calendars. December 28th. 5:45 p.m. Be there or be square, people. Be square. Would ketchup have been better, or should they dump good old mustard on the winner? Well, it depends. It depends. Beer always says mustard, hot dogs, hamburgers, that sort of deal. Ketchup, it's fine with your, well, actually, what was the one? What was the one where it was, pardon me here, 1 second, because they did do like, what was it? Yeah, here we go. The famous Idaho potato bowl. See, that would go together. Receives a French fry shower. They should do like the French fry and then the ketchup afterwards. That's how they should do that. Of the famous Idaho potato bowl. Do you think maybe they might have like one too many bowl games out there for college football? I mean, they've already got the top 6, and then like 57 other bowl games out there. It's like, really? Do you really want to see all of the teams go? They don't all deserve to go to the bowl. Everybody's a winner bowl game or something like that. Oh, yeah. But no, it would be, who would it be? It would be the, I don't know, Burger King, everybody's a winner bowl or something like that. There you go. I hate the, they used to have like the Orange Bowl or the Sun Bowl or the Sugar Bowl or something like that. Now it's got to be sponsored by somebody. Yeah. Elon Musk should sponsor a bowl. The X Bowl or something like that. There you go. Not just ketchup for the French fry shower. In Canada, it would have to be a poutine shower. Well, that's why we don't play bowl games in Canada. That's why we don't play bowl games in Canada, people. Yes, indeed. So there you are, people. Beer knows his audience out there. Beer knows his audience. Had to do a little food talk at the very end here. Yes, indeed. Oh, by the way, Amy, are they doing a... I don't want to keep you too much longer here. Are they doing a DNQ tonight? I did not see about that. Did not see. So, might let them go a little bit early for that here. Let me get back to it. Get back to it here, people, because there we go. There we are. Look at there. Look at all that right there. Try to go on a Hawaii vacation on a flying boat. Back when it was all classy and you could recline in your seat without some 5-year-old kid just kicking the frickin' seat behind you. Like, what the heck, man? Quit it. I'm trying to sleep here on my flight to Hawaii. The good old days. Those good old days out there. Gotta take a winter vacation right before your holidays. Right before the holidays. A great way to end the show, boobs and food. Bear knows his audience. Bear knows his audience well, P-Money. Yes, indeed. There is a DNQ tonight. DNQ. Mike should have it sponsored. He should have, what would... Let's see, he's really big into the smoked meats out there. What would be a good... Like around, Florida, I don't know. Amy and Melissa, I don't know if you're aware of the Sunnies. They could have, the Sunnies barbecue. What would be a national... What would be a national barbecue brand? I don't know. Anyways, have a DNQ sponsored by, a meat company or a smoking company or something like that. There you go. Melissa says, I love Sunnies. I love Sunnies. Sunnies works. There you go. There you go. I used to love Sunnies, and then the old man sold it, and I think he sold it to an Indian, which was kind of weird because, wait a minute, aren't cows sacred? What are you doing here? But they've kind of, it used to be, it wasn't a dive or anything like that, but it was very kind of rustic, and then they kind of classed it up. Really classed up Sunnies, and it's I'm going for barbecue. I don't want it to be Starbucks or anything. Kind of weird. Their wings are a family tradition. Really, I'm going to have to try. I've never tried their wings. It used to be homier. There we go. There you go. That's a better word. I'm going to have to try their wings. I haven't been to Sunnies in quite a bit. Actually, long story short, unfortunately, the last time Bear went to Sunnies, it was on a little trip there, and he got the pulled pork sandwich and was eating the sandwich on the road there, and the stomach started to hurt. So was the last time Bear went to Sunny, so I'll have to build up the courage. I tell you what, though, Bear went to the Mickey D's the other day. $10 for a small hamburger, 2 small hamburgers, small fry, and a Coke. Like, I could get better food somewhere else. And it was salty as hell. Salty as all get out. Yes, indeed. I'm sorry, didn't mean to share Bear's stomach troubles there, but thank you, Amy. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, I'll have to get back sometime, but that was Bear's problem, and not Sunny's out there. Sunny's is very good. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed the ribs. They like branched out, and they've got all these other different ribs out there. It's like, no, just do the traditional Sunny's ribs. I don't need like Carolina ribs. I'll go to Carolina if I want Carolina ribs. For $10, go to Sunny's and try again. There we go. Well, P Money is calling it a night. Might as well call it here as well. Thank you everybody for showing up for this great show. Hope everybody is doing well out there after Thanksgiving and getting ready for the coming holidays here. So want to thank Amy, Melissa as well, P Money, all of our Russian bots and or lurkers. We appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to keep an eye out Friday. Hope to have the box open of Wraith of God. It took me a second. I'm looking over and it's the cardboard box. I'm like, gosh dang it, there's no comic in there. Wraith of God coming out hopefully on Friday, so if you just want to see the video without going through the whole live show, you should be able to check it out there. So there you go. Alright, once again, thank you everybody. But you know what? All this talk, strangely enough, all this talk about Pop-Tarts and Sunnies, and not really McDonald's, but whatever, has made Bear hungry. So until next time, people, grrr, a grrr.